The match of the night, I have to give it to it, and I think you agree too. And I texted you because last night while we were watching the show, I was like, because you were a few minutes behind me, but I said, get ready. This one's going to be a crayfish special.
Hell
Not only
yeah,
because you are a
baby.
huge FTR fan, but I mean the fact that we got CM Punk and John Moxley
I'm
paired
beaming
up.
just to get it up,
I mean,
baby.
that's the look. This is the smile on CM Punk's face as soon as Moxley's music hits. So how could you not be happy and ready? And so this match was incredible, man. I didn't want this one to end, man.
No.
Uh, these guys were going toe to toe, hold for hold, move for move, the whole match, man. It was fun at the beginning where CM Punk was just going, hold for hold, matching FTR's speed, just looking
Punk
great.
looked good tonight. Punk
And
looked
then
good. Punk
he
looked
looked real
good.
good. He looked like
Yeah.
he was feeling it. He was his stamina was up there, and then just the
Yes.
amount of kickouts that Punk had with the ring bell, the double teaming, the finishers. He had so many kickouts, close 3 counts. But this one, the second half of the match was so just nonstop, and I loved it, man. It was perfect tag team. Finally, not finally, but I mean, you have FTR, one of the best tag teams in the world, paired up with two old foes and friends, and CM Punk and John Moxley.
Yes,
And
sir.
the commentator team said it too, and we agree. This was a dream tag team match.
Loved it.
The storytelling of this was incredible, and I just wanted more and more and more of this match. I think it was an A+ match on Dynamite that was not advertised, and it could have been a pay-per-view match easily. Even though we don't necessarily live up we get so much free TV from AEW. We don't have to be like, oh, that could have been a pay-per-view match,
I
because that's
know.
not necessarily the ultimate payoff. We're getting payoffs every single week with Dynamite. And yeah, Charlie agrees as well. And so this one was hands down, in a card that was stacked with a lot of great wrestlers, to me, the match of the night. And I have a feeling you're going to agree on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a controversial take, but I feel like this is one of those sleeper matches. Like, I felt like this was my favorite match of the night, and I get like the main event was bloody, it was violent, it was a lot of fun. Those guys, Hangman Adam Page and Lance Archer, went to war.
Oh yeah.
But I love tag team wrestling. I unabashedly love tag team wrestling. I think it's the greatest form of wrestling, and I think that when done well, it's an art. And FTR, they are as good at tag team wrestling as anyone on the planet when it comes to knowing how to work a crowd, knowing how to play the mind games. The trash talk in this match was fantastic. These guys were going at each other, and they were working over Punk at multiple points in this match where it was like, man, this, like you said, the kickouts were unmatched. It was unbelievable. I
You're
loved
right.
I love the pairing of Moxley. We've talked about it. We've seen Moxley in a tag before with Eddie Kingston. Moxley, he works in that format because he's such a pit bull. When he gets tagged in, it's like he's building that anger and that like he's chomping at the bit to get in there and beat somebody up. He works really well in that format. I don't know if there's a format John Moxley doesn't work well in, but he definitely worked well in this one. I thought that Punk and Moxley really felt like these guys have tagged together for years. It felt like they were seamless.
Agree.
It was just so smooth. The way they had each other's backs during this match, literally at one point fighting back to back against FTR. Really good stuff.
That back-to-back segment was really cool.
It was great. Their offense works really well, just like the setups to their finishers.
Yeah.
We saw that happen a couple times at the end of the match. But I don't know how often I have to say this, man. Like when you want to see when you're Tony and you have to have a great tag match, you have such an arsenal of talent on your roster. You can't go wrong. But man, does FTR always find a way to deliver, man. These guys, as such a big fan of theirs, I think that they're really. I don't know if it's fair to say that they're in their prime or because they've had such a great stretch, but I don't know how
greatest
it gets
tag team
better.
of all time, right?
I don't know how it gets better, man. They're the GTTOT. I don't know how it gets better than these guys, and they're only building up their ability to. I feel like they're really hitting their stride as far as characters. They've always been so smooth in the ring together. Dating back to when I used to love to watch them in NXT, really run circles around others. and really they set the bar for North American tag team wrestling back then. Their in-ring work has always been pretty flawless, SPD. Their chemistry has been off the charts.
Hard to argue that.
But it feels like right now their character work is better than ever. I mean, Dax interrupted MJF earlier in the night. He took the mic and was cutting a promo against Punk. I love how Cash is really leaning into his mullet right now. It's just the flipping of his hair.
I know what that's like.
And the Queen wave to the fans. You could tell they're loving trolling the crowd. They love getting riling them up. And there was no better way to do it than going against two of the favorites for AEW fans.
You're right.
They were on point tonight. This match was fantastic. Glad to hear you say that you're on lockstep with me. Great performance all around by all four guys. Just feels like four guys who are veterans, who get it, who know how to play a crowd, and that know how to work a match. For anybody who missed this episode or maybe feels like it wasn't a normal episode of Dynamite, because normally SPD we get multiple banger matches on Dynamite, right? This is a match to go back and watch from this show, and I think you'll appreciate this episode a little bit more because that match was significantly stood out to me as a highlight to the show.
I agree more on that one, man. It was I wanted more and more and more, and like I said before, I love good storytelling, and this one had it to a T, man. It was excellent.